impact on earnings. If you throttle people, if you throw people off, there's less usage, there's less traffic, less ad dollars maybe. I mean, it is pretty wild how much time they put in terms of this stuff as opposed to growing a profitable business, which, as you know, it's not really profitable. Elon Musk paid $44 billion, which is probably $40 billion too much for this thing. So I just wonder, if this ends with this, if there's not legal action here, because this is an all-consuming effort if you read this. And it wasn't just a Hunter Biden laptop story. I told you, it's shadow banning and censor blacklists. I mean, it was pervasive. And one other thing, this is fascinating. Jack Dorsey, always knew him to be a pretty honest guy. I like to hear his side of the story. He went before Congress and said no such thing as shadow banning. Now, maybe there's a specific term, shadow banning, listing, but clearly there was blacklists going on here.
Well, to that point, Charlie, I want to replay that for a lot of our viewers. They're not overstating this. He was pretty blunt about it. This is from Dorsey.
I don't know what Twitter is up to. It sure looks like to me that they're censoring people, and they ought to stop it. Are you censoring people?
No.
Twitter shadow banning prominent Republicans. Bad. Is that true?
No. You could say he was not aware of the details of what's going on, but he used to brag about how hands-on he was. So we don't know who said what and what he knew and when. But man, that gets into a tricky area where you could have perjured yourself.
That's really unequivocal, right? He's not saying, not that I know of, he's saying no. I wonder, Jack Dorsey was, he was somewhat from Twitter, probably way too much. And this is, I think, another problem with the way Twitter was run. He was running Square, which became Block, that mobile payment company while he was running Twitter, and going on retreats and stuff, for his meditation. I mean, he wasn't the most that was plugged in. Now, maybe that's good in this part, but he is the CEO. The buck stops at the top, and if you know what's going on with a major part of your company, that's really bad.
Where does this go then? Where does it go? Because then you could argue that if, to your point about whether, Elon Musk paid about $40 billion too much, the fact of the matter is it scorched earth? Are people looking at this, whether they're from the right or the left? This whole Twitter thing ain't worth my time. I don't want anything to do with it.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely partisan bickering going on right now. A lot of progressives want off the platform because they've seen this. Because I don't understand why this would cause them to go off the platform. Listen, if Elon is suppressing the fact that Twitter shadow banned and censored lefties, well then that's another story. I mean, this seems to be all one way. I will say this from a legal standpoint. Elon overpaid, again, by $40 billion for this thing. Now, could he take another run at them in court saying, well, you hid all this stuff, this is clearly material, why did I know you were doing all this? This impacted do the whole place. Could he theoretically make another run at it? And, he waived due diligence, so it'd probably be difficult. That doesn't mean he won't do it, because he is Elon Musk. Back to you, Neil.
He is very quickly, he's making to the bottom of all this, and I commend him on that front, but there are a lot of Elon Musk followers who worry that his eye is off the Tesla ball, his eye is off SpaceX. They're both well-run companies, but the big cheese is sidetracked with this. And is there a legitimate concern among those who invest in Tesla? Now, SpaceX, of course, is a private concern, but he's half of it. So what do you make of that?
I think more than SpaceX. I think SpaceX is a private company. Check me on that one. I mean, I talk to investors all the time, people with a lot of money in Tesla. They're worried that he's splitting his time on this thing, which is almost impossible to listen. Social media is a difficult thing. Twitter has a particularly difficult business model. He's going to have to revamp it dramatically. And, he runs his company, which is not easy to run. I mean, there's factories in China. There's production deadlines. Who knows what happens if the Republicans ever took all of Congress and, they stop all the vehicles manufacturers get. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on here with this company. It's a multi-layered managerial effort on top of a multi-layered managerial effort on Twitter. And Twitter is not a public company. This is. So yes, you're absolutely right. People are worried, and they should be.
All right, thank you, Charlie. Good going as always. We got John Kirby coming up right now, as you know, and you might today to sort of plan out how they see things going in Ukraine and what they want to do. The Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen has already indicated the administration Ukraine as long as it takes. But exactly how long is that? After this.
The JCPenney Mystery Sale is back for the holidays. Through Thursday, usher in huge holiday savings with our in-store coupon giveaway. You can get an extra 30, 40, or even 50% off while they last. Simply find an associate for a coupon, then hurry in now to discover the savings you've been wishing for. We got your holiday. JCPenney. Coupon valid on select styles through 12/15. Exclusions apply. Giveaway must be 18 years or older. See store for details.
Says you can sell anywhere?